Hello everyone, this is Greg and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Today I will be going over Columbus, Ohio, where we went to a show with Paul McCartney. I'll show later on in this video. But first off, Franklin Park Conservatory and Botanical Garden. Really cool place. Highly recommend this place. It's open daily 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Prices range from $18 to $26, but they also have a $4 public assistance program. But very cool, different plants, artwork, a store that's in there. It's really neat to also buy plants if you're interested in that. But hope you enjoy this. And next to the Franklin Park Conservatory and Botanical Garden is a restaurant called the Old Bag of Nails Pub and Restaurant. Man, really good fish and chips. I enjoyed the New England Reuben, which is fried fish with Swiss cheese, coleslaw, Thousand Island on 2 pieces of marble rye bread. They had very good appetizers, great beer on tap. And not too far from there in Columbus, Ohio, is a really good brewery called Son Brewery. They're known for their hoppier bitters, and I enjoy the more hoppy beers. So I really enjoyed the high High Tide West Coast IPA, the Scientist, which is a regular IPA, and the Proliferous, which is a double IPA. I thought it was also cool in their bathroom. They had a map of Belgium on there and had one of my favorite breweries on there called Half Moon. So I put it on here. If you ever get a chance to go to Belgium, go to Bruges, please stop by and see Half Moon Brewery. Very cool place, and they also have an area on top of the roof where you can overlook Bruges in Europe. But I also wanted to add that on here. But enjoyed this brewery. If you get a chance, you're up in Columbus, stop by and see them. Say hello. Tell them Beerhead sent you. I think you'll enjoy it. And last on this video, we're heading down to the Paul McCartney show to watch him at the Nationwide Arena. This is where the hockey team, the Columbus Blue Jackets, play. We're walking around the Arena District here, which has a lot of restaurants, bars, and entertainment venues. Very clean city. Enjoy Columbus every time I go. It's very clean and pretty and very good people. But Paul McCartney still got it. I hope you enjoy the show.
And we always stick that little bit of foxy lady on the end of Let Me Roll It as a tribute to the late great Jimi Hendrix. I was very lucky to run into Jimmy in the 60s back in London, because he got kind of discovered out of London. And you know, one night I was in a little club called the Bag of Nails. This was from Bag of Nails. And it was late, so there was hardly any of us in there. The club was mainly empty, just a few of us in a little table there. And suddenly we heard over in the corner, where there was a little stage, we heard the sound of someone plugging in a very loud guitar into an amp. So it was like, I'll be over later. So it was Jimmy and Noel and Mitch, the Jimi Hendrix Experience, and they did the whole show there just for us. But that was that night when the club was empty. I think it was 2 or 3 days later, the word had got around and he played the same club. Now it was packed. And it was like everyone was there. Clapton, Townsend, all the boys, Jeff Beck. Jimi Hendrix. And he was a beautiful man, you know, one of those people in your life that you run into and you feel very privileged to run into someone like him. He was a great guy. So, he was. And so the first record we made with George was this next one. Thank you. I'm very proud to have written that song I wrote it way back in the 60s because we were starting to hear news stories coming over from America about civil rights. And I wanted to try and write a song that if it ever got to the people going through the struggles, it might give them a bit of hope. And we didn't really know anything about that stuff. And we came over to play in a place called Jacksonville in Florida. Yeah. And we were due to do a gig there. And so we were all up for it, ready to go. And the promoter said, he said, well, you know, of course, that the show is segregated. We said, what's that? He said, well, you know, like the black people sit on one side and the white people sit on the other. We said, well, that's just stupid. We didn't get any of that back in Liverpool, you know, all the black kids and stuff, they were our mates. So we said, okay, well, we're not doing the gig then, forget it. You know, and I think he realized there's a bit of money involved. So he did, he actually integrated it, and I think it was the first integrated gig they'd ever done. So we felt very proud of that. And years later, I met a lady who was one of the girls, a black girl, who had come to that concert. And she said, I was sitting there, she said, I'd never sat with white people before. So she was like, and she said, but it didn't matter. She said, because we were all just screaming at the Beatles. And we got it written into our contract, so we never played a segregated gig ever. Okay, so another thing is when you're growing up in a place like Liverpool, a lot of places like that, but they're kind of hard-working towns, you know? And as young lads, we would never dream of saying to each other, I love you, man. You just never did that. It's like, because you're trying to be hard, you know, you're trying to be tough. You know, we'd never have done that. So we never did. And I wrote this next song after John died. Let's hear it for John. So I wanted to write a song in which I would say, I love you. It's this one.
And again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to our channel, either the beer heads or traveling heads. Really appreciate you all subscribing and liking my videos. Thanks for watching.